Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Matt Bogosian. I'm a real estate agent right here in Middle Tennessee. In today's video, I am going to skip all the boring numbers and facts and figures and stats, and I'm just going to talk about what I'm seeing happening on the ground right now in the Middle Tennessee real estate market. I am currently working with multiple buyers and sellers in this market, so I feel like I've got a really good grip on what is happening and where we are heading as of right now, which is early December 2024. So I believe that we are starting to see sellers get motivated. And I think you guys could all agree that's probably something we've seen developing throughout the entire year. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about 3 reasons that I think they are in fact getting more motivated. And my hope is it will help you get a better feel for what this market is like. So the first thing I'm seeing, and I think if y'all are looking at the market right now, you could agree, and you've probably witnessed this, is home prices are dropping. People are reducing their home prices on a regular basis, week in and week out. As homes sit, people drop the price to try to get up to the top of the queue and have more people see it. I think people are letting homes sit maybe 2 or 3 weeks before they do a price drop. And really the amount just depends on the seller. But I've seen some pretty big price drops over the last couple of weeks. And I really think that's due to sellers trying to make one last push before Christmas to see if they can get their home sold. Generally, what I see is people try to sell their homes this time of year. They generally will give up around Christmas and they'll wait and put it back on the market in the spring. So I do think it's a great time if you're trying to get some type of deal, because a lot of times they're going to reset it and have a renewed confidence going into the spring because they've got all summer now and they just feel like they're going to be able to get their price moving forward. So that's the first reason that I think sellers are getting motivated. The second reason is I'm seeing a lot of homes listings expire or get withdrawn and then get relisted at new lower prices. I saw that several times this week. I actually saw one that was listed over the summer and they had it at, I can't remember the price, let's just say $900,000, and it was on the market for like 2 months. They pulled it, they put it back on the market a month or two later, and they listed it for $50,000 less, 50 grand. And I think they even had a price cut since then. So clearly they are motivated and they're starting to get just a little bit desperate. They want to get that home sold. And really, you can't make a blanket statement, y'all, about sellers in general. We can't say every seller's desperate. There's varying degrees of motivation on sellers' parts. Some sellers are already under contract on a home, and they really want that home. So if they have enough equity, they're willing to drop their price because they're like, look, we got to close on that new home on such and such date, and we got to get this home sold. Some people need to move for job reasons, maybe out of state. So that's like someone that has a high level of motivation. But there's some people that are just like, hey, if it sells, I'll move. If it doesn't, I won't. And those people aren't going to be very motivated. The third reason that I believe sellers are starting to get a little desperate and more motivated is because I'm noticing every single home that I sell, the listing agents are reaching out to me before I see it to give me all the features and tell me why the home is so good. And several of them are even throwing in there, hey, my seller's motivated. Just so you know, my seller's motivated. So that is a clear sign that sellers are getting a little bit desperate and they are motivated to move their home. The problem with all of this, the problem I'm seeing with all of this, even though these sellers are motivated and, let's say, getting more desperate, I still don't feel like the asking prices that I'm seeing out there are reflecting a high level of desperation or motivation. These aren't people that have lost their jobs and they're running out of money and they just have to sell the home at all costs. I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing where sellers are accepting offers that are, let's say, this depends on the price range before I say this, but let's say in a $750,000 home, and that's what they're asking. I'm not seeing sellers accept $650,000. Now, if they get to slowly back the price down on their own terms over time and eventually they get to like 675, then they might accept 650. But I'm not seeing sellers accept huge low ball offers, I guess I would call it, even if it's not technically a low ball and you feel the home is worth that. So the desperation is there and it's building, but it's not at a point where it's a fire sale and people just have to get rid of their homes. Now, on the listing front, I've got a listing down in Spring Hill right now, and I'll tell you, it has been very, very slow, but my seller is not in a rush. They have the home priced very sharply because that's what I told them they needed to do. It's priced correctly, and they are willing to wait. It's a good deal right now. I'm surprised somebody hasn't snatched it up, but I just think that's the market we're in. I don't think a $10,000 price drop is going to do anything for that house. I don't think it's going to move the needle. I don't think a $20,000 price drop is going to move the needle. There just aren't as many buyers out there right now for a single family home in that neighborhood in Spring Hill. What's interesting though, and what makes this market so very hard for us to figure out, there are homes that are still selling in a day or two. There really are. I witnessed it over the weekend. I showed a home, and that home had just hit the market on Friday, I believe. And I got a text from the listing agent that they already had an offer in hand. That was after a day. So if you have the right home, priced right, and there's not any other inventory that's comparable in that price range in that neighborhood and it's highly desirable, there is most likely a buyer that will come along. That particular home was in College Grove. I do believe there are certain locations in Williamson County like Franklin, Brentwood, College Grove that are still seeing pretty good activity. Thompson Station is doing okay as well, but like once you get to like Murfreesboro, Spring Hill, Lebanon, all those kinds of places, like stuff is kind of sitting a little bit longer. So the problem with all this is we're coming up to Christmas. A lot of people are going to pull their homes off the market. They're going to give up, relist in the spring. There's a good chance that we're going to see interest rates start to come down. There's a good chance that we're going to see a renewed optimism and from home buyers out there. We've kind of been in a rough patch. When you say, I mean, it was an election year this year. People just kind of wanted to sit back and wait for that. We've got all these wars going on right now. Syria just got taken over. Who knows what's going to happen there? You've got Ukraine and Russia. You've got stuff happening with Israel. It just doesn't still feel stable. I believe as we get into the spring and summertime, hopefully we're not in like a World War III at that point. I believe once we get a little bit of stability, people will come out and get a renewed optimism and motivation to start buying. And in that case, you're going to stop seeing all these price drops and all these concessions. And I didn't mention that either, but a lot of sellers are also willing to offer concessions such as closing costs or some type of buy down or something like that. So that's what I'm seeing here in the Middle Tennessee market, guys. My name is Matt Bogosian. I'm a realtor here. So if you're thinking about moving to Middle Tennessee, I'd love to help you do that. I do have a link down in the description. That link takes you to my calendar, and you can then choose a time to set up a call with me that works best for you. So please do that. And also, please give this video a like, subscribe to my channel, guys. That helps me a lot. I want to get the word out. I want people to learn more about Middle Tennessee so they can make the right choice when buying a home here. I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Bye.